Being able to fall out of a handstand safely is the first skill you should practice when learning the handstand. Now, knowing how to bail safely is going to allow you to practice the handstand without fear. So it's very important to do this first to get the handstand.
Alright, so in today's video, we're going to first cover how to figure out which side cartwheel you should be doing. Then you're going to practice that cartwheel. And after that, we're going to take a look at the staggered hand bail, working up to the full handstand bail. This is what we're after. Now, I'm also going to show you some other entries where you can practice working, getting better with your handstand bail.
This is how I teach it in our handstand course that you can find in our private community. Check the links out in the description. All right, let's get into it.
First off, let's ditch the shoes and the socks. Shoes are going to make you heavy. You're going to fall over. With the socks, you could slide, and we don't want that to happen, so get rid of them. Now, I don't want you to crash out of a handstand, so the most important point in this whole video is to always keep your arms straight when performing a cartwheel. Now, in order to figure out which side you should bail out of, you'll start with feet shoulder width apart, lean forward until one of your feet comes forward. That is your cartwheel stance. In my case, I have my right foot forward. And so whenever I bail out of a handstand, I use this side cartwheel to do it. Now it's time to use a line and work on our cartwheels. We're only going to work on one side because when you end up bailing from the handstand, you're pretty much always bailing to one side. So let's get really good at that. In my case, I start off on the line with my right foot facing the line. Place my right hand down, then my left hand. Then I kick my left leg over and follow up with my right foot. Don't worry about making a perfect cartwheel. The goal here is simply to be able to keep our arms straight and not crash. As you practice, you can work on lifting your hips higher by kicking a bit higher with your back leg. Always make sure that you're in control and working at a level that's good for you. Now, I like to use a split leg kick up to enter the handstand, as you can see here. And the cool thing as you work in your next progression is that you'll get in both bail and kick up practice. Two birds, one stone. For the staggered hand bail, you'll start as if you're kicking up into the handstand, but instead take one hand forward away from you. Since my cartwheel stance is right foot forward, I'll take my left hand forward for the staggered hand bail. Perform a cartwheel, keeping your hips low in the beginning, getting a feel for it. Once you're comfortable, then you can start kicking higher and also start to pull your hand back so that both hands are in line. Next up, you can start working with your hands in line as if you're doing a handstand. Now, keep your hips low in the beginning and don't worry about actually holding the handstand just yet. First and foremost, work on just getting the bail down. Practice on having your hands in line and remember that the bail doesn't need to look great. It just needs to protect you from falling. Now, one question I get is it okay to reach out when bailing for the handstand? Yes, well, that's perfectly fine. Just be sure to keep your arms straight, since bending them would force you to tumble out of it. Finally, there are two more entries, the tuck up and the straddle up, that you can explore and get even more bailing practice. Because you aren't starting in the cartwheel stance like the split leg kick up, it'll force you to get even better at being able to bail out of any position.
Be sure to check out this next video for more on getting your first handstand.